Alright, so this is a reaction video to, oh, not a reaction video, this is a review on the album Against All Odds by Bizzle, Lethal B, get me? This was released back in 2005, which is, wow, 2005, yeah? So the artwork, I like the artwork, yeah? Because it gives me that typical, like, it's funny how there's certain images that can make you think and feel that, right, that was that era. Especially if you've lived through it. Do you see what I'm saying? Especially if you live through it. So, obviously, I don't know what jacket he's wearing. It could be an Average jacket. Yeah? Possibly an Average jacket. He's definitely wearing a New Era cap. Like, this is an, okay. This is a New Era cap. Get me? You see that logo there? Get me? You see that? Get me? New Era. So at the end of the day, yeah, and he's got the he's got like speakers underneath there as well, which is a representation that right man's doing this music thing, and it looks like there's like a group of people there as well. This is an interesting piece of artwork. It kind of reminds me of like a visual representation that right, he's on the stage. That's his place. He's on the stage performing. Like he's big. You know what I mean? Like he's big and you got the crowd just, you know what I mean? Even though there's a few of them, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so there's basically 16 tracks on there. I believe, what is his debut album? I'm not even too sure, you know. Either way. So there's the intro, then there's Uh-Oh, I'm Back. Then there's Kickback, then there's Fire, then there's Do It featuring Fuming and Amino. Then there's Mind Your Head. Then there's Slow featuring Kelly the Rock. Then there's Had to Go. Then oh, did I forget to mention Against All Odds? Then there is No featuring Fire Camp. Then there's The Truth. Then there's The Best. Then there's Should Have Known. Then there's Hitman. Then there's Till Next Time. Then there's Fuck You. Yeah, so it's funny how I'm reading off the list of the track names, and immediately when I'm saying them, I'm thinking of this, like I've literally got the songs in my mind. It is insane. Yeah, that's how you know an artist has done their job. Yeah, because their job is to make sure that you can remember their songs. Yeah, simple as that. And it's catchy, do you know what I mean? So it's like, I should have known. I can't even sing, but he was singing, you know. Man was singing up like, you know what's funny, yeah? Like, if you fast forward now, or when Stormzy was trying to sing on his thing, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of, now it makes sense. You see what I mean? Now it makes sense. Obviously, they're not obvious, but they're both Ghanaian in it. So it's like kind of Lethal B is Stormzy's mentor at the same time. I don't know if it's his official mentor or whatnot, but it's at some capacity you can tell that, you know what I mean, there is that sort of mentorship there going on. And I like the fact that, you know, he learned, like Stormzy has learned from Lethal B. You know what I mean? He learned. Although, you know, we won't get into the whole beef situation because Lethal B, he's gone through wars, and he's, would I say he beat Wiley? I don't know. We won't even get into that right now. I'll probably do a reaction video to that. Which is interesting because there's one particular song, where he mentions that about forget the whole beef thing, it's ruining the culture or ruining this and that, and then he mentions yeah, he mentions how Tim Westwood, which is interesting. I didn't realize Tim Westwood actually has an influence like that, or an effect on the UK scene like that. I always thought he was always promoting Americans, but the fact that he mentioned, you know, to Lethal B that, you know, to stick to making music for the clubs and stuff, or not stick to it, not sticks, something like that. You know what I mean? So it was a smart move to make because if you deep his career, he kept on making hits for the clubs. Do you see what I mean? Like there's a pattern, yeah, and he did it for a reason. It's like you can never go wrong or you can never lose when you're making hits for the clubs and stuff like that. So smart move he did, and then I I wasn't, although I did grow up in an era, I was still kind of like a pre-teen, young teen or whatever. I didn't really clock what was going on in the clubs and that in terms of um, some grime songs being banned and most of it being from Lethal B. Like I didn't know the song Pow, like Forward, was banned in clubs, and the song Fuck You, that's what that kind of represents there, innit? Like, you know what I mean? And he even in that song he showed his determination that okay, I'm gonna keep on doing my thing in it regardless. So and I'm glad he persevered because it's easy to say, you know what, fuck this. Let me just, this is long. Like, you know what I mean? It's easy to do that because I've been there myself in the terms of thinking, you know what? This don't make no sense. I won't say particularly what situation it was, but then I had to just say after a certain situation, I started to realize, nah, I've got to continue. You know what I mean? I've got to continue because at the end of the day, if you look at life, eventually you will get your breakthrough in it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, a few other songs I was completely fully aware of. This is why I remember I kept on saying that Lethal Beast to put this album and his other album on streaming platforms. I think, and then he did mention at one point that he's gonna do that. And the fact that he's done that, I'm so grateful because I'm able to review this album and listen back to it properly, which I was able to and give a full review and just kind of reminisce. Like I remember, this is why I love life, yeah, because I will not lie, yeah. The song, oh, I thought it when I first heard that song as well as um, where is it? Okay, I don't think it's on there. No, it's not even on there. Okay. Alright, so because the other thing I was thinking about is a shame. Um, which is interesting because now I realize that was also a sample from Monet Love. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna derail off the topic. So I when that first came out, I thought, wow, Lethal Biz was washed. Like I genuinely thought, yeah, he's done out here. Like he's washed. He's washed. Like, cause I really wanted that grime feel. I wanted that pow. Yeah, I'm ready for the beat. Pow. Even not this. Like it just sounded like cheesy at the time. You know what I mean? But listening back now, it's like it don't sound so cheesy. I don't know what it is. Is it that nostalgic feel? Nah, it can't be because there's songs that I've listened to in the past. I'm like, why the fuck did I listen to that? And there's some songs I'm like, raw, that stood the test of time. So it's interesting how that particular song has had a reverse on me in terms of the fact of at first I thought it was corny, and then now I'm like, yo, this is it. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, the most of these songs I've put on my workout playlist and my Utopia playlist. Um, Also, Fuming. Let me get up to Fuming as well because he's on the feature for Do It, and he mentions his situation where basically Lethal Bizzle helped him, and he always, do you know what I mean? He's always gonna have Lethal Bizzle's back because Lethal B helped him get into certain positions that basically saved his life more or less. Do you know what I mean? And saved his career. So you know what I mean? So this is what's so interesting in life. And even what I get onto that as well, yeah, it's like Lethal B, right? In fact, he responded back to it as well. So I made a post, and I just said, you know what? He's actually risen against all odds, like pun intended, um, because knowing that he had to go through all of that from getting banned in clubs, his music getting banned, to be able to put himself in a position where he's financially straight, he's making money from other revenue streams, plus he's able to reinvest back in, you know, his ancestral land in Ghana. So it's like, you have to commend that. You have to commend it. That's perseverance. And the only way you can, well, maybe not the only way, but one of the ways you can have that mentality is you need to have a strong mindset. Like, you generally have to have a strong mindset, because there's a point where you could just break down and go into depression or go into, I don't know, whatever mode. You know what I mean? But this is what I'm going to say real quick, yeah, because this video is getting longer than I expected it to be. If you click the link in the description box below, you get access to online courses such as healthcare. In that course there, you'll learn exactly how to manage your health, plus learn how to deal with your emotions and your problems effectively. The key words: managing your health, or managing how to deal with your emotions and your problems effectively. Yeah, because that's what it's about. Because you're going to come across problems. But how do you react to that problem? Are you going to be reactive to the point you're reacting based on your emotions? Or are you going to be reactive to the point where you're reacting based on logic and emotional intelligence? You want the logic and emotional intelligence because that's allowed you to play chess. And you'll be able to make certain moves that be like, oh, you know what I mean? If someone tried to outplay you or outsmart you, you've outsmarted them. Do you see what I mean? So, anyway, back to the album though. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. There was a couple songs in there as well that had like that slow feel to it, like the song Slow. And I think what Lethal B has done well is he kept up the consistency throughout his career. So I don't know what he's got planned in the future, but I am looking forward to. In fact, I suppose he got something in the pipeline. Lethal Bizzle versus Lethal B. I think so. I'm pretty sure he did. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, because they're two different eras. You know, don't get it twisted. Lethal B versus Lethal Bizzle. This comes from the Lethal B era, technically. But anyway, the link to the album is in the description box below. Like I said, 10 out of 10. Yeah. If I was going to say one, in fact, if you know about this album, what's your favorite track on this album? Leave your answer in the comment section below. If I was going to choose one, it's probably going to be No. Because, yeah, I have lots of childhood I hate the word childhood, but lots of teenage memories because of that tune. You get me? But anyway, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because you never know the video you suggest might just be next.